I guess it's persistent. Oh, God. Okay. I'm starting right away. Was that a funky angle? All right. So if you message me, this app that is lets you live stream on YouTube. I don't know how they're getting away with it, man, but yeah, it lets you live stream on YouTube with less than 1,000 followers. So maybe they have a deal with YouTube. Excuse me, I don't know. Well, here's my point. Now, the reason I'm broadcasting, I just thought I've been with insurance company X with 3 cars in my possession, approximately 10 to 15 years each car. In one case, actually, 22 years. With the same insurance company over that period of time for 37 years. I've been doing gig economy deliveries for 3 years. Started with Uber Eats, car aged out, obviously, and then in the first year, and then the last 2 years I've been doing a lot of the other platforms that are popular, and some. It didn't really time. Excuse me. I was falsely accused of being involved in an accident, which I just happened to be in a spot where a guy who is that? What the hell? Oh, damn it! That's really frost my ass. There's absolutely no reason for this fucking thing to be appearing. Man, there's absolutely no reason for this to be happening. You should not be hearing any other audio. Maybe you aren't. I don't know, but it really pisses me off. Okay. So back to what I was talking about. So, yeah, with other platforms for 2 years. So come to find out, after being accused of being involved in an accident, went to court and it was shown that I was not. However, rather than, because the my accuser, lost his case with my insurance company twice, he tried to get me somehow involved with his repair, and my insurance company denied him twice. This is the company that I was with for 37 years. So they totally went to bat for me on that, paying $75 a month. Okay. Then 6 months later, this is only a week ago now, I am told, I get a letter from my insurance company of 37 years. We can no longer cover you because we, under personal lines, and we do not offer a commercial policy that covers food delivery only. You would have to at least be working for Uber or Lyft. Well, I can't do either of those currently because of the 22-year-old car that I drive. So that's out. Unless somebody's I can certainly get the car inspected and it would pass inspection. But the rule in the Chicago market is, this is a city of Chicago rule that they have placed on ride sharing and ride moving companies and platforms like Uber, like Lyft. The restrictions are no more than 10 hours a day in a 24-hour period. That's correct. No more than 10 hours a day in a 24-hour period can you operate your vehicles or deliver food, for that matter. And and also those other things that I mentioned. All right. So now my insurance company dropped me, and they're giving me like basically a month and a half notice, which is nice. It's also the end of the term, of the year term. So now I've got to go find commercial insurance. Well, I do. I find it through Progressive. Progressive Direct. In other words, their ancillary companies like Erie do not have commercial policy. However, they have a personal policy with a commercial override, and the override is a little bit, it's similar coverage as to personal, but it's a little less. I think it's like 30,000, 150,000. Whereas the personal is 100,000, 300,000 per occurrence for other people, and 50,000 collision. All right. Not collision, but property damage. So, they have this commercial rider that kicks in when you're on a delivery from point of acceptance to point of drop-off. If the amount should exceed that, then you go to your respective platform, and for instance, DoorDash, here's the rub, so Grubhub will cover you commercially, when you have the food in your possession, from restaurant to customer. With DoorDash, they do have the commercial policy that applies to you when the food is in your possession. However, you have to have a personal insurance. All right, the question is, does DoorDash require that to be personal insurance with or without commercial rider, or does the personal gap that comes with a commercial insurance, personal gap rider, does that suffice to be defined as personal insurance for the purposes of DoorDash helping you out once your Progressive commercial policy, Progressive or Geico commercial policy has exceeded its payout limit per occurrence. So let's say you get in an accident, let's say you have Geico, or you have the personal with the commercial rider. The commercial rider kicks in from when you accept an order all the way up to when you deliver to the customer. And let's say the medical bills were $500,000 for someone involved, for a third party, and your limit only goes to $300,000. Well, what's the limit payout on a third party of DoorDash? I believe it's $250,000. So you'd be in the clear by $50,000 if medical bills reached $500,000 for that person involved, the third party, that your insurance would cover, and then run out, and then DoorDash would start picking it up. Only if it applied, and again, you'd have to prove that you had the food in your possession and that the accident occurred from when you were at the restaurant to when you got to the customer. If the accident occurred before you got to the restaurant, only your Geico and or Progressive commercial or personal with commercial rider will cover you, and anything past that is out of pocket. Anything past the $300,000 payout is out of pocket. So that's kind of the question I have is, what does DoorDash allow the definition of personal insurance to be personal gap on a commercial insurance coverage? And that's kind of what drew me my decision to go with Progressive versus Geico, because Progressive has a personal with a commercial gap. And the commercial gap is quite close and similar to the actual full commercial that they have. Progressive has the ride-along OBD2 connector. If your driving habits are good, you'd get a 10% discount. And also, Progressive has the drop-off pickup tow truck that delivers a loaner car to you. If your car must be towed, they provide 5 gallons of gas, radiator fluid, or 50/50 radiator fluid for water, and jumper cable and tire changing. And so they provide all of that on their trucks, and it comes with a car. So if your car needs to be towed, you're immediately given the loaner car, and then your car is towed to where you need it towed to. And all of that is paid for when you use the loaner car until your car is repaired. Okay. Or a determination is made. It's like, well, it's totaled, now you're going to get a new car. Whatever that happens to be, you get a loaner car up until the point where your car is repaired, or you get a new or used car. That's pretty cool. You do pay rental fees after a certain point, or once, if your car is declared total, you do have to pay then rental fees after that point with Progressive. But but it's pretty exciting. And also, Geico has something similar for their commercial stuff. Your personal vehicle covered under commercial, you do get a loaner. I believe it's done through budget, rental, or perhaps enterprise. I don't know that Geico has specific loaner cars the way Progressive does. Geico does have a device now. Geico is coming out with an app that will work with ride-along OBD2 devices to measure your driving habits for extra discounts. And they don't have it yet. It's coming out in August or September. And I'm in the beta testing program of that app, and it works pretty good. And it's also mobile, and it lets you change your coverage at will. And like if you get a rental car, it lets you do pretty much if you have to have a tow or whatever. It's all built into the app. It's got a locator on it, so when you do get a flat, oh man, here's another thing that really pisses me off. DoorDash. Well, anyway, that's all right. So I'm done with that. Done talking about the insurance thing, and I'm gonna turn this off and label it later, and then I'm gonna turn the stream back on and talk about why I hate DoorDash right now. Ugh. Ooh, boy. Ugh.
Continue on Illinois 21 north for 3/4 of a mile. Continue on Illinois 21.
Oh, there we go. Is it public yet? I guess it is. All right. So yeah, I don't know if you heard the Google Maps bitch in that last video. If you did, I'm gonna have to edit it out. Whatever. Okay, this is why I hate DoorDash right now. They're giving me basic crap orders, nothing over $1 a mile, and sometimes a little bit under, but that's only because I'm far enough away from restaurants that I normally would get, good $1 a mile or better payout, but because I choose to be a little farther away from the area, that's what happens. No big deal. The big deal is that when DoorDash does have you deliver outside of the area, if you're outside of the area for more than 10 minutes, your dash is paused. Also, if it can't find your car on GPS pings, I think it's 20 out of 30 pings, it pauses your dash. This is something that no one in support would ever be able to tell you, and they don't know this. I figured out that is what the hell is going on. When the app cannot find you, when the server cannot find where you are, like let's say you have a low data signal or bad GPS, most likely a low data signal, that counts as a ping, negative ping, or not returned. And if that happens 20 out of 30 times, then within a 30 count, if 20 times it misses it out. And this is every 15 seconds is this ping that happens. And
take the next right onto Illinois 21 north Avenue.
So if it comes out, oh Jesus, 20 times, then immediately your dash is paused. There's no excuse for that at all. No reason that should be happening at all. First, there's a lot of reasons for it not to happen. If it should happen, and I am absolutely suggesting completely against the idea that it should ever be happening. If it currently has to be happening, the real problem is that signal you when this happens. You have to be staring at your screen to see the message pop up that your dash has been paused. You occasionally might get a notification sound, but that only... it happens rarely. Definitely don't get the sound if you have Bluetooth on. If you have Bluetooth off, you might not get repeated notification sounds when you have a new order come in. Sometimes you only get one notification sound when a new order comes in. Other times the app annoys you until you look at the screen and look at the order screen and or accept. I see, and another thing I hate about DoorDash now is you cannot accept an order by using just the text message. And there's no excuse for that either. If you're going to send us, if DoorDash is going to send acceptance over insecure SMS, the least they can do is provide us a button to accept or decline using that same insecure communication mode. Well, that's it. That's all I can tolerate right now.